Until you're hit with it, like a ton of bricks. I've never felt this much pain in my life, to be honest with you, losing a best friend like that in the line of duty.
Heartbroken reaction tonight to the death of his best friend. That friend is now the first South Carolina officer killed in the line of duty this year. He was shot at a mall in Columbia.
Officer Greg Alia worked for the Forest Acres Police Department. Richland County investigators say they got a call about 8 this morning of a suspicious person outside the Richland Mall. After a chase, the suspect, Jarvis Hall, fought with Alia. Then police say Hall pulled out a gun and shot the officer. The other officers were able to subdue and arrest 52-year-old Jarvis Hall. We got a copy of Hall's arrest record. He has charges that date back to 2004. Have a look at this map where you'll see where it all happened. Richland Mall is in Forest Acres, just outside the city limits of Columbia. Our Robert Kittle is live at the Forest Acres Police Department tonight. Robert, what have you learned about Officer Alia?
Officer Greg Alia was 32 years old, and he'd been on the force here in Forest Acres for 7 years. His chief says he was someone that other officers looked up to. He grew up not far from this very neighborhood, graduated from Richland Northeast High School and USC. He was married to Cassie, and they have a 6-month-old boy named Sal, short for Salvatore. I spoke to Officer Alia's best friend and fraternity brother from college, Dan Witcher. He says Greg was an Eagle Scout who became a police officer because he wanted to help people, and he was dedicated to what he did.
I never thought I would see my friend's name on the news. When I just saw his name and picture, every time I would just cry, because you see it all the time and you don't internalize it because it's external noise, but when it's internal, everything is magnified. From his name to this picture, it's hard to put into words, but it's...
He says he would want people to know that Greg Alia was funny and he lit up a room, and that he was honest and he did the job for this community. He said he thinks his best friend died in the line of duty as a hero, and that's what he wants people to remember. Dave Jordan is joining me now, and this community is mourning.
You know, it has been a very emotional day, Robert. All day long in the time that our cameras have been here, we have seen people coming out to lay flowers on this squad car, people saying prayers, and even crying over the loss of Greg Alia. Now, our cameras were rolling when people started coming through and leaving flowers on this squad car. You can see in the video that we are showing just a steady stream of people coming in, and the community turning out to honor Officer Alia, including these 2 Marine Corps officers. Now, one of which, Steve Diaz, spoke with me and said he and his colleague wanted to tell the department thank you and to just remember this fallen officer.
We're both Marine Corps veterans, and it's always difficult to lose someone in a line of duty, and it's even more difficult being home where you're supposed to be safe.
And back here live, you can see over my shoulder, this memorial continues to grow with every passing minute. A lot of people still coming out. Even between our live shots, we saw people driving by, honking their horns in support. Many people still mourning this loss. A very emotional day here in Forest Acres. And we are live tonight in Forest Acres. Dave Jordan, 7 on your side.
We'll all be thinking about this family tonight, Dave. Thank you. Of course, we're continuing to learn more and more about this story near Columbia as the hours progress. We'll be following it for you, bringing you updates throughout the evening.
Well, happening